Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Executioner Build-A-Figure Wave Dark Avengers Spider-Man, aka Six-Arm Black Suit Spider-Man, aka did people want this? Do people like this? I don't know about that, but we're going to talk about it, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is a fine package. They actually have the figure in the center of the window, so that's nice. The head is not obstructed by the cardboard. So if you're an inbox collector, you are good to go. We have some artwork there that is just the absolute worst. I don't know the artist, and I don't know that it's the artist's fault, really. This character design is not the strongest that whoever came up with it came up with. But this art in particular just... How far back is his head, and why is his silhouette so feminine? It's weird looking. This is much nicer, but it still goes to show one of the key problems with this figure. It is based on a design that is not great. I don't care how many arms you want to give Spider-Man, that's fine, I get the idea, except for the fact that if his arms are growing out of his body, they need to be able to function, and arms can't function if they're just sticking out of your obliques. That's not how that works. Now, they do have a little bit of, like, indication that there's some different anatomy under there, but the figure does not, and that's going to be a thing we talk about. There's the package. This guy's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store if you want to get one. I'll put a link in the description below. He stands just about 16 centimeters. That's going to make him about 6 1/4 inches, maybe 6 3/8, depending on how you have him leaning. He's shorter than Darwin. In Dark Avengers, is Spider-Man little? I don't think he is. I don't know for sure. Like, I'm not a Dark Avengers fan. I'm not anything. I'm indifferent towards it. I'm ambivalent. But I thought he was bigger. And in that good artwork, at least, he's muscular and seems tall and whatever. This figure is just frumpy and goofy looking. So, like I said, we have some issues. The first issue is the design's not great. That's going to be hard to make a figure of in the first place. The second issue is they did make a new torso for this guy, but they didn't try to make it look like anything reasonable at all, and it still has the same old cosplay look that most Marvel Legends have. So we have a few different things competing for the biggest problem on this figure. But let's do a question of the day. Is this a design you're interested in? Did you want a figure of this? And how do you feel it turned out? You can answer before or after the review if you haven't seen the figure in person. But for me, it's a no, and I don't think it turned out well. So let's get into it. The first most obvious thing is we have this set of shoulders. I'm going to have to brighten it up, I think. We have this set of shoulders coming right out of the middle of his lower abdomen, and there is just zero sculpt work to make that make sense. None. They just took an abdomen and added some holes in it. So it looks terrible, and it looks worse in person. I don't know how bad it looks on camera, but it looks like it's like kind of hiding itself on camera. If you can actually look at where the shoulders connect, it just looks ridiculous. It makes zero anatomical sense, and I know what you're saying. It's a spider person with 6 arms. Like, I get it. You don't suspend all belief, disbelief, whatever, in fiction. Like, the universes still have to make sense, and he has arms coming out of his abdomen. That's not how muscles work. Nothing on the history of the world has arms that come out like that. Doesn't work that way. So it just makes no sense. These arms are relatively reasonable. They actually got the arms... Well, no, they didn't. They still didn't get the arms high enough up. And you can't really pose them down because these arms are so closely packed in that these arms don't pose very well other than going forward and up. And then these, again, no... Other than they had to create a big lump back here, it just... None of it flows. None of it looks reasonable or like an organic thing at all. It just looks absolutely ridiculous. And it's also not going to pose well because they're so crammed in on top of each other. It's gonna look goofy all the time, but these in particular, it looks like they sculpted a weird-ass little short, stumpy body and then stuck another thing on top of it, but there's no... Like, it's just the most weird thing. I don't know how to describe it, and maybe people that don't care about anatomy don't even see it, but this is just goofy as hell. It looks terrible. It looks way worse than the already questionable artwork. On top of that, it is just solid black plastic except for the spider logo, which is questionably accurate. It's fine enough, I suppose, and it's clean enough. There's a little bit of thickness here in the middle, and then it's a little transparent in other places, but it looks okay. If you're not too close, it's fine. The eyes are glossy white, just like that, but there's black schmutz, I can't say that, schmutz, right there. The eyes are messed up on mine, so there's that. And also then just the body. He's got giant feet and a not super heroic physique. It's slender and muscular at the same time with goofy proportions. It's just all around goofy looking. I can't see anybody really wanting this, other than the fact that he does have bigger than average shoulders. That's kind of nice. They use like the bigger set of shoulders they have sticking out of the abdomen. That should be the smallest shoulders you have, Hasbro. But Hasbro is probably just relishing this because they really got to do what they've wanted to do for a long time, which is to move the shoulders down even farther on the body than they normally have them. And they were probably just kicking themselves that they didn't make them smaller as well. But this is the way it looks, and it's terrible. So I will go, given the source material being pretty terrible to begin with, I'm only going to give this a 6 out of 10 as opposed to like a 2, because it's not Hasbro's fault that it's a bad concept in the first place. Now, as far as accessories go, you might think he's got tons of extra hands. Not really. He's got 4 fist hands that come on him in the package, 2 wall crawling hands that come on him in the package because he has 6 arms. You only get 2 extra wall crawling hands. That's it. So if you wanted to give him all 6 fist hands, you can't do that. If you wanted to give him extra wall crawling hands, not that you probably would, you can't do that either. You just have very little options. Not having an extra set of fist hands is just offensive because what is that? Half a penny worth of plastic? Of a mold you already have? Lazy cheap. Okay, and then for the heads, we have the 2 heads that we've seen before. They're fine. 0 out of 10 for accessories. He has 6 arms, and you gave me 2 extra hands, you bastards. You bastards. That's how I feel about that. Okay, let's talk about the articulation, because you would think, well, he has more POA. I'm surprised they didn't advertise that like they do on their big guys, where they can add extra joints in places that don't matter. Okay, so his head, same old Hasbro joint. Disc hinge, forward and back is fine. Rotation is fine. Leaning, non-existent. For the shoulder, you can raise his arm up that high, and you really have to force it, so you can't even put him in like a very dynamic pose. That's something. You're going to have to rotate it around if you want to do that, which makes it look goofy, obviously, but goofy's out the window at this point. So yeah, you get your rotation, but this shoulder is almost touching it. It's like right there. It's very close to touching, so you are limited by that. But otherwise, this arm functions like a normal arm. Obviously, bicep swivel. It is gummy, but not as bad as we've seen, so that's okay. Elbows work fine. Like, these are just standard arms we've already seen before. In this, they're all going to work the same, except for their location makes them worthless. So, it's so close to this one, I can't even bring it forward. You can't bring it forward. What are you supposed to do with this? You can't do anything with it other than just stick it back there and be annoyed by it. It's so goofy. And then these goofy ones, I really hope somebody just rips the top of this off and sticks a head on top of this body. Because it's only just taking Hasbro's design philosophy and accentuating its strongest points. Disproportionate goofy messes. So yeah, these arms can rotate, of course. These ones probably have the best range out of all of them, even though they're not going to get to go up very far, because they can't. But, yeah, these arms... Oh, it's loose. These arms down here have the best range. We do have a torso joint, which is basically worthless. Why even put it in? Just go back to not doing it. Saying it's there is great. It doesn't do anything. I mean, not really. Side to side is basically worthless. It doesn't go back, and it barely goes forward. It just rotates a little bit, but then you have these arms not rotating because there's no rotation at the waist. It's just, this figure is the epitome of Hasbro's garbaginess. Man, like, yes, I would have given them a lot of slack, given the character design is terrible. But then they went and didn't do anything in a way that would make it worth making. It's just so goofy. Alright, for the hips, they don't go back at all. They go forward nicely. He kicks okay, I guess. Going out to the side where his hands are now because they're connected to his pelvis. They don't go out that far. He can't do splits. He's still a limited Spider-Man as usual. Thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knee is gonna be a double jointed knee, so that's okay. You do get your boot swivel. It's a little bit loose. Ankles work well on this body. Giant feet. Ankle rocker is okay. Articulation is gonna get, considering he should have extra. It's still a Spider-Man character, by the way. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. They didn't even make enough space because they used a shorter body. They made him shorter, and maybe that's accurate enough, but since when does Hasbro care about scale that much? Give him a little bit of extra height, put some space between the arms, sculpt it so that they look like they belong there, and everything would have functioned better. Give him a torso joint that works. Give him a lower torso joint that works. You know what? Instead of making a new figure that's actually crap, why don't you actually try to impress somebody sometime? Oh, I'm sorry. They're probably saving it for a maximum 6-arm Spider-Man, where he comes with extra hands and nothing else. Okay, garbage, trash. I'm going to give it an overall rating of 0 out of 10. Don't buy it unless your only goal is to do this and set him on a shelf. That's basically all he's good for. If you want that, then hey, he's a 10 out of 10. If you're not going to look at him up close or try to pose him and try to hide the ugliness, yeah, you can definitely try to do that, but otherwise don't buy it at all. It's terrible. It's everything that's wrong with Hasbro. Other than the fact that they had to make new molds, except they screwed them up. So yeah, I guess it is everything that's wrong with Hasbro. Garbage. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.